Hello guys, Nigel here with you, and here we are with the start of the reviews of this beautiful HpH 148 scale B-52H Stratofortress. I'm reading that off the manual which is in front of me. I don't know how far we're going to get in this video. I want to try and show you some resin, but as with all my reviews, I'm going to start by looking at the... I should start by saying, if you haven't seen the unboxing, go back and have a look at my last video before this one, and you'll see on there I've done the unboxing, and you'll see the wings and the fuselage and everything you get in the box is beautiful. No detail, it's just a basic unboxing. So for this video I'm going to start by looking at instructions, decals, photo etch. There's lots and lots of stencil decals, colour callouts, stencil callouts, and basically everything that comes in the bag. It's the extras that come in the box, and then hopefully I'll have time at the end to move on to looking at some resin parts. If we don't get that far, then there's always tomorrow. Okay then guys, so as we say, nothing too fancy, no two cameras, no premieres, no nothing. I'm just gonna get a video out there for you, so you've all got something to look at. So as we can see, here's the beautiful artwork that I showed you in the first video I did, and on the back of here we've got our decal placements for our stencils. This is just like our general, and we can see there are a lot of them. So that's the upper surface, and then over here we've got the sides of the fuselage, the weapons pylons, and the lightning pod and everything. And then going over here, I think I might make a mould of that and then put a lightning pod on my on my bone. Not on my bone, on my B1, sorry. That sounds a bit wrong, doesn't it? So yeah, we've got stencils here for our engines left and right, and then here we've got our underside. So lots and lots of stencils to go on there. There are stencil sets out there for the 72nd scale B-72s, but B-72s, B-52s, but I'm not sure if they're this sort of, you know, this comprehensive. I'm just going to check the camera, make sure we haven't just got you all glossed out. Real problem with this glossy paper is you get too much light and it gets all glossed out like this, like you can't see what I'm looking at, and then you don't have enough light and it's all too dark and you can't see what I'm looking at. So basically this is the bag of instructions. Now we did look at this quickly in my first review, but let's have a good look while we've got this bag out, because as with all my reviews, the first thing I want to do is go through instructions, decals and odds and ends. So let's just put the instruction manual to one side, and we'll put the decals to one side, and I want to concentrate on this photo etch, because make sure it's not all glossed out, because this is so comprehensive, guys. I wish they would downsize this to 72nd scale. I might even contact them and ask them if they will do it, because you know, we've got our spoilers here for the wings, which would be absolutely great in 72nd scale. We've got all our strengthening bands here, more strengthening bands. We've got all the vortex generators, some more stiffening bands. We've got the escape hatches here with the ribs that go on them. It's just all like so nice, and you know, lots of bits and pieces of the I think these are the hooks for the bomb doors. They may be for undercarriage doors, and then here you can see some brackets for some bits and pieces. We've got handles here for inside the cockpit. We've got all our belt buckles, absolutely gorgeous there. Instrument panels, side consoles. That's the grill that goes over the floor by the look of it, and then there's another grill there. Some more stiffening ribs here. We've got, these are the surrounds for the fleurs on the front. I'm assuming you're going to get the option of having either closed or open. Pitot tubes, all sorts of antenna and stuff, and it's just, this is so lacking. I contacted Edard and said, would you do a set for the B-52 in 72nd scale, and they didn't even, you know, they just weren't interested. And I'm sure Edard probably made this, so you know, they could easily just downscale this to 72nd scale and sell it, and lots of people would buy it. I'm not saying it's going to make a career out of it, but let's have a good close look at all this. There's our instrument panel there. You can see. Bring the light in so you can actually see what we're looking at without getting any glare. So there's the instrument panel there, and we've got our gratings there for the for the floors in the cockpit and down in for the nav area. And then we've got some antenna there, some stiffening beams, and then we've got vortex generators, plenty. They'll drive you absolutely crazy. You've got your hatches, and then the spoilers. I believe the spoilers on the H are different than all the others. And then some stiffening ribs there. They go over the top of the fuselage at the wing roots. And then here's some more vents and stuff. Some riveted or bolted surrounds for something, whether pitot tubes, all sorts of antenna. That's your plate on the back that blocks off where the gun used to be. Clamps and that for the undercarriage doors and bomb bay doors. More brackets and stuff. Really, I think a lot of this is for the internals for the cockpit. And you can see there we've got our seat belt buckles. She's absolutely gorgeous. I don't think I'm going to have a bad word to say about this model, I've got to be honest. It is just awesome. And I know people are going to say that, you know, for the money it should be. But when you compare, you know, this model is like €700 or something, which is about, these days, about £600. When you consider a HK Lancaster is £400, you know, the 200 scale Titanic from Trumpeter is £400. You know, this is a lot of kit for the money, and believe me, when you see what's in here as I go through it all, it's not a lot of money for what it is. When you compare it to some of the injection molded stuff that's out there today, and I hate to say it, but a lot of it ain't that good, and you need a lot of extras for it. You take the Titanic, you know, there's people out there, they're spending, you know, £400 on the kit. You probably get it for 300, but £400 on the kit, $180 for the Pontos set. What is it, $350 or whatever for the KA set? And then you've got all the photo etch side paneling that goes on it, which I'll be doing a review on soon, which is $180 or $140 on special offer. You know, and it just goes on and on and on. And people are buying my bulkheads and my porthole drilling jigs and stuff. It just, you know, this is not a lot of money. Everything you need for this model is in the box. There is nothing else you need, which is a shame because I would like to make it and sell it to you. But there we go. So we've got a sheet of clear acetate there. Now it's shown in the instructions as having 3 cutouts in it, but it looks here, it's just a plain sheet of acetate. So it's fairly thick. Not quite sure what that's for, but I'm sure we'll find out. And then we've got the instrument panel decal here. Now this is obviously going to go behind the photo etch panel, and then we got some sexy girls there for our nose art, which is all very nice. Give you a close-up of that, and they're giving you the choice of having it shut down, or you could, if you want to LED your instrument panel, I guess you can use this one. So there we go. What's that say on there? Libertating. I can't read that. My eyes are shot. Anyway, close-up shots from sexy girls. Anyway, and then we've got our HGW seat belts. I remembered this time, and they're just literally simple straps. So if you don't use them all on this kit, then you know you've got plenty of spares. And the thing is, as well, with this kit, once you close it all up, the nav station and the spare gunner seat and the EWO seat in the back of the cockpit, none of it's going to be seen. So you're going to build it, you're going to paint it, you're going to enjoy modelling it. But you know, I'm not one of these modelers that says just because you can't see it doesn't mean you don't have to do it. I enjoy doing it just for the fun. You take photographs, you make videos, and it's all there. You know, it's beautiful. But if you are one of those type of people, why bother putting the harnesses on those seats if you're not going to see them? You could keep the harnesses, keep the buckles, and you know, off you go, and you've got plenty of spares for your future models. So here we've got the part 2 decal sheet. So we've got the lots and lots of stenciling here. We've got the walkway lines for our tailplanes. Lots and lots more stencils here. Really, really nice, all legible. I don't want to peel this front off because it's actually stuck on there quite nicely. In fact, I'm wondering, are these... Oh, they are decals. I was wondering for a minute if they were dry rub downs. In fact, they might be. They might be the HGW type. No, I don't think they are. But, I'm sure we'll see in the instructions. There we go, there's a close-up of all them, and you can see all your stencil data and everything there. Lots and lots and lots of it. Very, very nice. Get you in close on them, and if you can read all that, you can. It's lovely. And then window masks. We've seen all this before. So we've obviously got our cockpit glazing there. We've got the upper glazing there for the upper cockpit area. I'm still not sure what these here are for. I don't know if you can pick them out. You can see the shapes there. I can get them in the light. And then we've got these here, which are going to be, I saw some photo etch parts like that, some sort of sawtooth edge part, and then these are for the panels around the tail and the nose. These are on the nose, I know that for a fact, because I've been working on that on the 72nd scale stuff. Here we go, here's the 72nd nose coming along. And then, yeah, more tail decals there. There's some like titanium coloured panels on the front and the back. So there's your stencils for them. And then more decals, and as you can see, we've got our LA tail markings there. We've got our backing decals there for our sexy girls and our flags or emblems. And then we've got more colour on here, which is just more and more stencils. 130 CP, it almost looks sort of Russian, doesn't it? Really, really nice. And then we've got our weapons decals there. You do get a standard weapons loadout with this kit. Not exactly sure what they are. I think they're GB 13s or something. I can't remember now. I'm not really up on my American weapons. I should have a much better knowledge than I do. But yeah, I guess I can learn even at my age. So GBU 16s. Here we go. GBU 16s. And then we've got our lantern stuff down there. And then these are for the GBU 31s. Did I say 13s? I meant 31s. There we go. The J-Dam. So there we are. And then we're on to this beast of a book. It's like a full-size magazine. I don't think there's page numbers in here. No, there aren't. I'm not going to count them, but we'll have a look through there. Okay, so as per usual, I'll start with the front of the manual, which is probably a good place to start. And we've got our image on here, and we've got our legend on here, which is basically all our call-outs for drilling and symmetrical assembly, using cyanacrylate glue, fill. I mean, that's going to be everywhere. Nothing else is going to work on this, I don't think. But you have got the option of using epoxy glue, and they do sell a 2-pack epoxy glue, APXY007G. I bought some of this at Telford in 2013, and I had a look the other day. I dug it out, and it's still liquid, so I'm assuming it's probably okay. Anyway, we shall see. I'll try it out. But it's telling you on here, this is where you can download the manual, hph-model.cz, HpH construction manuals, so you can find the B-52 and indeed all of their kit manuals on there. So going into the manual here, we've got these are our window masks. We've got our decal sheets here that I've just shown you, and then when you see this big line here, additional set, and everything's framed in red, additional set means the optional extras, which I have all of them. The Mark 82 bombs I don't have yet. I have ordered them, but they are out of stock. So as soon as they come in, then they're going to send them to me. But all our paint call-outs are in MRP, and they're actually calling AK out as well. So we've got, I'm not sure if this is AK real colour or AK's normal colours. I will check that out and let you know. But this is the photo etch fret here. Seat belts, clear foil. As I said, it's got these 3 rectangles marked out in the middle, but they're not actually marked out in reality. And then the additional set here for the ALCMs or ALCAMs, whatever you want to call them. I've got them. I just saw that photo etch then. So straight away we go into the cockpit, and as you can see, this is all resin. There's no plastic parts in this. It's not like your normal Tamiya or Revell kit. It's all resin and fiberglass. So all the interior parts, all the detail is all resin. and then you've got your resin clear parts for the windscreen and everything, and then your actual wings and fuselage are fiberglass. Everything else resin. So basically it's going through here, it's telling you your paint code's going through, it's showing you you're going to fit this railing on here, you're going to fit this guard on here, and then it's all going to go in. This is all for the underbelly. This is where the navigator and weapons officer sit, that's right. And then we're going to build up their seats. These are the downwards ejecting seats, and you can see that in the floor they've included the downward injecting hashes, and then you can see we've got the seats being assembled here, and then we're going to put it all together. Then going over the page, we're still working in this area, adding more bits of detail. We've got the actual entrance hatch there, and the frame that goes around it, and there it is shown in the down position. Obviously you're not going to glue that there because you'll never get the cockpit into the fuselage otherwise. And then we've got lots and lots of photo etch parts. We've got little gratings, we've got shelves, brackets, more brackets. We've got the all the little handles for the ejection seats, little brackets going around the seats. We've got a shelf there, but it's like obviously like a Meccano type thing. More shelving here, more and more bits and pieces. And you can see going through the instructions, we've got the handles there, some handles here. You know, very, very well detailed. Considering you're not going to see it, it's beautiful. So, but it's the fun of building the model. That's what I think. So then we're on to main cockpit now. So we've got our seats over here. We've got all the frame. We've got the bunk, the floor, rear panel there for electronics weapons officer, and you've got the center console there, which is going to have your levers in it. So we're building up the seats, painting the seats, and then we've got the main cockpit floor going together with all the sort of boxes and stuff going inside, and then we've got the rear panel going together there with the weapons officer and the where the gunner used to sit. More and more on the floor there, more photo etch going in, and here you can see we've got all of the levers for all 8 engines. We've got all the levers on the dashboard. It's going to be undercarriage or something, or bomb doors. You've got our trim levers there, more handles for the ejection seats. It just goes on and on and on. And when I saw this on the HpH website, yeah, thanks Jared for sending me there. You cost me a lot of money. Basically, I had to have it when I saw this. And then you've got some wire here you're going to add to the seats. Very, very nice. And I think actually you will see some of this cockpit through the glazing. It's got that lovely blue tint to it, which we'll be looking at later in another video. But yeah, really, really nice. Then we're going to move on to our undercarriage bays. This is the bit where Model Collect got it wrong. They decided to make front and rear undercarriage bays the same, and they're not. The front undercarriage bay is very, very complex. Air conditioning unit and loads of pipework and plumbing and everything. Rear undercarriage bay, very, very simple. It's just got these 2 sort of dimples here for the wheels to sit up into. But yeah, and lots of pulleys and stuff. And you can see here we've even got, this is something else that just made me think, wow, I want this model. We've got the inner walls for the undercarriage bays. So really, really impressive. So obviously instead of having, you know, when you look up in there, you're just going to get like a plastic or fiberglass inner wall. You've got all the inner walls here, all around the openings and everything, just like the real thing with this great big radius on the edge. Absolutely stunning. You can see the great big radius on the edge there. And I know if you're a B-52 fan, now you're wanting this, because that's what it did to me. Front undercarriage bay, as I say, a lot more complex, a lot more going on, lots of pipework and everything. You can see it's all here in resin, absolutely gorgeous. Adding in the air conditioning unit into the roof for the undercarriage bay, putting all the pipework in, all going together here. And then we've got some tanks and stuff, more pipework. Again, we've got these inner side walls of the undercarriage bay, and then pretty much all closing it all up. And then obviously none of this is painted. When you're actually building it, you're going to paint it and make it look all beautiful. And then here you can see you've got your bracketry and your frameworks and bits and pieces of boxes and pipework, and it's just endless. And you can see it's just more and more going in here. And then we've got this, there's the rear, there's the front undercarriage bay, and then you've got these frames that sit above the undercarriage bay in the fuselage. So you're not relying on gluing the fuselage, the undercarriage bay into the fuselage. You've got these frames that go above it, so if you can imagine, this is the top of the fuselage. The undercarriage bay is going to flip under, sit under there and go up and sit against them. So that's going to give you your support, make it all nice and strong, and it's also going to mean the load going up through the undercarriage is carried around the whole fuselage. And here we go again, we're in with the photo etch now. We've got all the photo etch brackets and shelving and bits and pieces going in, little tiny hooks, as I said, that I showed you on the PE sheet earlier. These are all the hooks for the undercarriage doors. We've got the brackets there for the actuating rods. Then we're into our wheels and tyres. Tyres come in 2 halves, as do the wheels, and then we're going to put all them together at our undercarriage legs. Now these come as one assembly. I'm wondering if there's some metal in them, I'm not sure, but if that's just a resin part, I'm not sure it's going to be strong enough. And if that's the case, I might be getting on to my friend Alistair and ask him if he'll cast some from brass for me. We'll see. So yeah, we've got our landing lights here going on the front landing gear, and then we've got our tyres assembled there, as you can see. And then this is all of it. So this is where we're going to put all of this. So we got our Bombay side walls there and Bombay end walls. We've got our rear undercarriage bay, our front undercarriage bay, 2 undercarriage legs or pairs of legs. We've got our main cockpit, and then we've got our radar and weapons guy underneath there, and that's all got to go in through the Bombay. Don't know how it's going to go in there, but it is. So it's giving you all these arrows and stuff, and I'm not even going to try and interpret what they're saying there. You can have a look yourself and pause it if you like. But basically they're telling you to flip that up and put it in, and then turn it over and then slide it forward. I can't see how you're going to get that cockpit in there myself, but apparently it goes in. So then we've got our undercarriage bays going in here, and then we're going to add this is the no, sorry, this is not the undercarriage bay, this is the navigator's area. That's going to go in. You can see it's flipped over now, and then you're pushing that forward, going to get it all glued in. And then you've got these brackets I told you that go on the top and sit above everything, so that's going to sit in there, as you can see there. And then you're going to, this is the support that goes across. You've got a steel bar that goes through that, and that's going to support your wings, so everything's really rigid and solid. Then we've got an undercarriage bay going in here. This is our forward one, so that's going in. And then we're going to put the undercarriage leg in somehow. Oh dear, dear, dear. And then we're going to come along and put the, oh, this is still putting the undercarriage leg in. This is now adding the rear undercarriage bay. Okay, that's going to go in there. And you've got the stiffener, then we've got the Bombay walls, end walls, undercarriage bay, more undercarriage legs. And then stiffener going in for the Bombay. Sorry, we weren't putting the Bombay earlier, that was undercarriage. And then we've got the Bombay roof going in, and then another end wall for the Bombay, and then we got our Bombay side walls going in here. And there we go, there's your Bombay, and then it's Bombay, and it's saying push the fuselage on a flat surface to get the right geometry of the landing gear. Check geometry with wings attached. So I guess you've got the steel bars in there, you can just slot the wings on and have a look. And now with all the assemblies fitted, you can glue them properly. HpH epoxy glue is highly recommended. How are you going to glue all that in there with it all in there? I do not know. I would suggest maybe the idea is put it all in there, get it all sat nicely in there, and then take everything out again and then start putting it back in with glue just to check it fit. So this is like a dry run and then do a wet run after. And here you can see, I'm going to bring this up to the camera so you can see it close up. Just look at the detail in those undercarriage bays, guys. Look at it. It's just incredible. Really, really nice. So, now we move along to we've got our engines here, wing tanks. They don't look right to me. You know, I've got a thing about wing tanks. We've got our tail planes, fin, rudder, we've got the flare, steel bars, all sorts of antenna and bits and pieces here going on. We've got the canopy there, and then we've got some coloured resin parts there for our landing lights and everything, formation lights, marker lights. Engines have got some beautiful fan detail. All of this comes on a very, very thin backing. If you watch Will Patterson's videos, you'll have seen he gave HpH a bit of a hammering earlier this week, I think it was, on his 2600 engine. Basically he said about how you remove all the parts from this really thin wafer of resin, and I've actually commented on there if you have a look, and basically it's designed so that all you do is you lay it on a flat sheet of wet and dry, and you just rub it until the flat sheet goes away. When we look at the parts, you'll see what I mean. It just rubs away, and then you're left with the part, which is beautiful. I think it's a really nice way of doing it. It's much better than having to cut off great lumps of resin and stuff with a saw. So you've got your stator there, and then you've got your first compressor blades going on there, and then we've got the exhaust end here, which is all very nice. It all looks very good. And then we've got photo etch. I don't know what you'd call them, braces, I guess, to support the outer cowlings for the it's a sort of slightly bypass engine, this one, but yeah, you've got those going around there, which you can see them here, and they actually support this when it goes on. You can see them in there. So there's your engines built up. You're going to make 4 of them. So now it's telling you pick up your wings. You're going to fit your wingtip landing gear bays in, and again fit that in, slide it out of the way, fit this bit in, slide it out of the way, and then slide them together and glue them. All very cleverly thought out. Bit like working on a human specimen, all this cut open and sort of work in and blah blah. Very good stuff. So the outrigger gear here, I guess you could have that remade in metal and then polish that leg. I don't know, or maybe look at that. And then we've got all our engines going on here. You can see we've got all the vortex generators here, and then we've got our frame going around our landing light there. Fuel tanks on, engines on, pylon here with Alcams on it, spoilers going on. This is all your vortex generators. I believe there's tiny holes in the wing for them to go into, so it shouldn't drive you too crazy. And then all those photo etch stiffeners I showed you earlier going in, and then as you can see, spoilers. And here we go, additional set. This is your flap set, which I've got, so we'll be able to see that. So you've got your additional flap set sitting in the wings. If you don't get the flap set, they send you the kit with the wings closed up, so it comes like an AMT kit with the wings all closed up. And then if you have the additional flap set, as I showed you in the initial review, they actually cut them open for you. So there we go. You can see our flaps hanging down here. Not sure, haven't looked in depth yet. I'm not sure if you're going to get the 2 options, because you've got your landing option and then you've got your fully drooped option. So worth looking into. But B-52s generally have their flaps down when they're sat on the ground. So it is pretty accurate. If you're going to do a standing on the ground with undercarriage model, you really need to get the flap set. And here we go, more stiffening brackets and antenna and all that going along the upper end of the fuselage. And then we got lots and lots. You can see those masks I showed you earlier. And then here we got this is the swivel area, which every B-52 kit I know of has missed this out. You've got this area here. This is a pivot for the tail, and it actually folds over. So the tail actually folds over so it can go into lower areas. And then here, which is something completely missing on the Model Collect kit, you've got the angle of attack mechanism there, which is like a wedge thing that slides around, goes around as they change the angle of attack on the tail planes. More vortex generators here. We've got the brackets here for our for elevators. More photo etch grills and stuff. You've got the you can add some photo etch parts into the top of the canopy there for your escape hatches for the pilot and co-pilot. That rear cover going on there. We've got the vents going in the front. We've got our ECMs on the side. We're going to cut out here and put these vents in the side. Check your references depending on what age you're doing. Some of these vents are different. Flares going on there. Loads of antenna and bracketry and stuff. And then there's the masks for these areas. This is like I showed you, these titanium coloured areas here. P73, there's your pitot tubes there. You've got your windscreen wipers, another pitot tube there. Bits and pieces here, lots and lots of antenna going underneath. Everybody's screaming out for an antenna for the 72nd scale kits. We've got our flaps here, we've got lifting eyes for the wings. And then here we go, resin parts. This is talking about the bomb bay. It's got the bomb bay here, we've got the little stiffening ribs and everything going in there. Not quite sure whether they're showing you this now or you do this before you fit it or not, I don't know. And then you've got photo etch parts for the bomb bay. So you've got the hinge brackets for the bomb bay doors, and then you've got the actuating rod mountings there. There's a lot of bits and pieces in here. If you actually look at the videos on YouTube where they actually load a B-52, they got, I don't know if you know, but they've got the doors that open like this for actually dropping bombs, and then they actually open more, another stage for loading bombs. There's another door at the end of the pivot there. So, you know, depending how far you want to go with your display. And then you've got resin parts here. You've got your standard ammunition layout. There's a master machine. That's what they're for. They're for the weapons. And lovely. So we've got our bomb racks here. We can put the bombs in. So that's our standard weapons loadout. So you don't need to buy any extra weapons if you don't want to. You can also buy the Alcams here, and you've got a rotary I can't think what they're called now, mechanism for the, here we go, rotary launcher, that's the word I was looking for, that goes in your bomb bay here. That's an extra set. I've bought that one so we can have a look at that one. I want to make a copy of this for my 148th B1, but I'm not sure if it's the same. I'll have to do some checking. So we've got on here, we've got our fins here for our Alcams, all very, very nice. And then we've got the Alcams mounted on the wings there. And we've got more weapons in here. So is this the Mark 82 set, I'm guessing? Yeah, I think that is. So you've got the Mark 82 set, which comes with the bomb racks and everything, and also with the I can't remember what it's called, the HpH something, the pylons to go on the wings, and then you've got your bombs actually there on your racks. So you've got the stencils here, telling you all where they go and everything. And then you've got your JDAM, GBU, all there. You've got your 36118, 36375, 34087, which is nice to see the FS colours being called out rather than Ammo MiG 27. So we've got stencil positions. So we've actually got stencils inside our wheelbase here, which is a really nice touch. We've got stencils actually on our undercarriage legs. And then we've got stencils in the bomb bay. Now, this has been enough, I think, for one video. This has been 20 minutes plus my waffle at the beginning. So basically, in fact, there's been more than 20 minutes, hasn't it, because I did the other bit with the photo etch. We'll call it a day for that one, guys. I'll try and get another video up for you tomorrow, and we'll start looking at some actual resin parts. So thanks very much for watching this. Thanks for your patience. I hope you didn't find all this too boring, but it's nice to sort of, you know, go through it together rather than just look at it on a website. But yeah, if you do want to look at this in more detail. Oh, the other thing is on the front of here, you can see we've got the detail here on our seat belts and everything, which is a real nice touch. You can see they're sort of wrinkled up and everything. So yeah, lovely. If I had some way of doing it, I would scale these down to 1/72 scale, and I would make resin seats for my B-52s, because the Model Collect ones have can't think what they're called now, but they're like F-16 fighter seats, and the Italeri AMT kits. If you remember, I showed you in a previous video, the seat backs are like laid back at like 30 degrees, like a couple of guys posing in their Mustang or something. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I've waffled a lot. Thanks for staying with me, and I hope you're still awake. I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.